Hello guys, welcome. Gonna jump right in. So we are in this series of going through, your your tax return, your tax season, and we started off this series breaking down what your job is to collect documents and get stuff to us. And then we went through the tax prep process from when you submit documents toward when you get a copy of your return to look at. And so today we're talking about that last step of reviewing and approving your return. And so this is after you've received the email from us that says your return is ready, it's in your portal, good to go. That's what we're talking about today, because it seems like one step, but it's a lot of really little steps that go together, that work together and need to all be done in order to actually file your return. So today, and this is, like I said, several steps in one stage, but this is where a lot of bottlenecks can happen, or a lot of emails can get missed. A lot of things can kind of stall this right here. Sorry if you can hear my husband. He's walking up and down the hallway on a training or on a call. So today we're talking about those last steps and making sure you understand how it breaks down and what's your responsibility and what's our responsibility in order to make sure that we get all these things done as quickly as we can, especially as we come up on the tax deadlines. March 15th is the business filing, or March 16th is the business filing return deadline for S corporations and partnerships. And then April 15th is for everybody else. So what happens when your return is ready? So like I said, we've gone through your job of giving us documents. We've reviewed the preparation process of receiving your documents, preparing it, getting it reviewed. All right. And now it's done. So it's been prepared. It's been through our internal review. It's been approved by our reviewer. All those steps have happened. So this is where you have a copy of your return that says, hey, here's how much you're getting back, or here's how much you owe, and what happens next. So there are three communications that happen. All right. So now he's vacuuming. I'm so sorry, guys. Real life, working at home, right? So you will receive three emails when your return is ready for you to review. You're going to receive a portal notification that says, hey, there's been a document uploaded to your portal for your review. You're going to receive an invoice from us for your tax preparation. And you're going to get a next steps email it should come from support. Sometimes it comes from me, but it should come from support saying, here's your next steps, here's your next actions that you need to take. And it's usually titled either your name or your business, 2025 tax return complete, action required. All right, so here is what happens from the time your return is uploaded to the portal till we e-file your return. So we put your portal in. Oh my gosh, we put your return in the portal. We send you your invoice. We send you that next steps email. Then it's on you. So then you are going to review your return. You are going to reply to the email with approval, and you're going to pay your invoice. And then once we have that stuff, you're going to upload your signature pages. We're going to give those to you for you to sign. You're going to sign and return them, and we're going to e-file your return. So that's actually 9 steps that we kind of lump into one, right? So you understand why this is taking up a whole training to go through these steps, because it's essentially, like I said, 9 steps that we are mushing into complete your return. Okay. So let's see, let me scroll back. Okay. I don't like the way I outline this. Sorry, guys. So you get your next steps email. So what do you want to do? You want to review your return. All right. And in that next steps email, at the very bottom, there's going to be a place for you to schedule an optional review call with me to go over your return. Okay. But a lot, like the people, usually new clients and clients who maybe had something change or something weird happen in the tax year, That's who usually calls, usually jumps on these calls with me, but everyone is welcome to. It's just a quick 15-minute call where we just go over your return. All right. So if you have any questions, the items you're not sure of, anything you want to make sure maybe got captured, you can schedule that review call. All right. But when you're reviewing your return, so you get your return, and the first thing you guys usually go to as clients is you go to the results letter, right? And it tells you, here's the money that you owe, or here's the money you're getting back from the IRS. Here's the money you owe, or here's the money you're getting back from any states, right? That's where everybody goes to first. And that's great. That tells you your obligation or what you're getting back, right? But there's other things I want you guys to peek at when you're reviewing, when you're looking at your return, okay? And this doesn't have to be done for you to file your return. It's just, these are a couple little just tips to help you like understand. So definitely look at those amounts that are either due to you via direct deposit, your refund amount, or your amounts due. But then also look and see if we scheduled any estimates to be calculated and applied for this year. Double check your banking account information, okay? In the email, we say it's going to be drafted from your, bank account ending in these numbers. Make sure that's the right account. All right. And then you're just looking for differences from last year. If you knew that you had a lot of more income, you want to look at that, right? You don't need to recalculate the return. You don't need to be able to interpret every line. You don't need to analyze every schedule. You want to go look big picture. And my secret to you guys is toward the end, I think right before you get to where the states break off, there's a comparison report. And that's where I always start when I get on calls with clients. I look at the comparison report to see what's different this year versus last year. So I recommend you guys do that same thing as well. So look at the results letter, double check that the banking information is there, is right. The amounts look, they make sense to you. And then also look at that comparison to see what's different. All right. And then again, if you're reviewing it and you have questions, that's what that review call is for. So jump on that. I hold calls, I think Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. There should be slots available for you guys to jump on that quick call with me to go over those questions that you have. All right. So if you have any questions you're not sure, like maybe you expected to get money back and you owe money, you're just like, what the heck? Don't email back and go, what is going on? Because emails take way more time. Schedule that call. Let's jump on a call. We can probably schedule it, within a couple days, and let's talk about those questions you have. All right. So get on those calls if you have any questions or anything is unclear. It's what it's for. And again, that link is in your next steps email that you get when your return's done. Okay. So within this review call, if you opt to schedule this, like I said, usually it's new clients with big changes, unexpected activity, just anyone who wants clarity before filing. We'll jump on it. We'll go through the comparison report. We'll look for discrepancies. You can ask any questions you have, right? If your question is, why do I owe money when I thought I'd get money back? I'll be able to dig in and help you decipher that. Okay. So if you do want to schedule a call, make sure you do that before replying with your approval. Okay. Because if we review it and there's maybe some errors or maybe you missed some, whatever, for whatever reason, if we make a change, we don't want to have filed it and have to amend it. So schedule that call before you reply with your approval. We'll go through it together and then you can approve afterwards. All right. And if you don't, whether you have a scheduler or whether you schedule a call or not, okay, the only way you can move out of this step, okay, is to pay your invoice and respond to that next steps email with your approval. Okay, those are the two things that trigger the next steps. Okay, so that's what's very important. Okay, just to summarize this whole section that I just said, whether you get the email that says your return is complete, you look over it, and if you want to schedule a call with me, you can do that after the call, or if you skip the call, then we just need you to reply with looks good, answer any questions or items we have in that next steps email and pay your invoice. All right. So that's going to trigger the next piece. Okay. And that is our team will upload your signature pages. This usually happens within a day. Lindsay is handling that, and she carves out time every day to do that, that she works. So give us a couple days, but usually it could be the same day. But once you pay your invoice and you send that approval email, we will upload your signature pages to the portal. Okay. So that said, if you think you have paid your invoice and you've approved your return and you don't see those signature pages within a couple days, that warrants a quick reach out. Like, hey, I think I'm done, but maybe I'm missing a step, or maybe my email got lost in limbo, whatever that is. Okay. Because we do have lots of clients who wait a while to sign these. Okay. So we're not going to follow up with you right away. We're going to give it like a week before we nudge you and say, hey, we haven't seen these items. Okay. So if you want this to expedite and you want to go faster, make sure that you submit those 2 items, you pay your invoice, and you respond to the email with your written approval of your return. And within a few days, you'll see your signature pages. Sign them immediately or as soon as you can, and then once we have that, we e-file your returns within two business days. All right. But this is another big thing, as people pay their invoice or they say my return looks good and they think that is the trigger to file, and it's not. We have to have those signed. They're called Form 8879. It's the form that authorizes us to file your return on your behalf. We've got to have that signed in our files in order to actually file your return. Okay. And so you can see, like we said, there's actually, this one step is actually 9. And we in the firm, we joke that this is called herding cats, because there's a ton of quick back and forth, and you can really understand why things might get forgotten, missed, lost. So this can happen in under 24 hours. If the timing is, if the stars align, the timing is right, you're attentive within our schedule, this can happen very quickly, right? But because it includes so many back and forth small actions, it can take a few days. But it really shouldn't take more than a few days, as long as you guys are being responsive in a timely manner, okay? So when we talk about the most common delays in this section, again, it's not getting that approval email. It's so funny because it used to be people didn't pay their invoice. Our clients are great now. You guys have no problem paying. Sometimes you'll pay like immediately, but we'll never get that approval email saying this looks good to go, please proceed. Okay, we've got to have both of those. Invoice paid, not usually a delay, but it could be. Okay, if you approved your return but you never saw an invoice from us, maybe got lost coming from QuickBooks. All right, but the biggest delay is those signature pages not returned. All right, and again, I think from what I hear from clients, the biggest reason is because they think when they send that approval email that they're done, and they're not. We've got to get that signature page. All right, so hopefully, guys, this helps you understand the steps that have to happen in order to wrap up your return. Again, we started this series going over how you collect your documents, how you submit them to us, all those pieces. If that's a step you're on right now, if you're watching this video, but you're like, I haven't even submitted my documents, back up a few videos. Get some help back then. And then we went over, okay, what happens between when you submit your documents to when you get that return, that completed return to review. We went over that process and why it takes 2 to 3 weeks for us to typically do that. And then, so today we talked about those last few steps of wrapping up your return, sticking a bow on it, and just putting a close to tax season. All right, we will, over the next few weeks, we will go over a few new items. Now that we've gone through the whole tax process, we're going to move on to next week. We're going to talk about business return extensions, because there are a number of you out there that have to get a business return. Your return is not going to get filed on time for one reason or another. So we're going to have to file an extension. So we're going to talk about that. What does that extension actually do? Who needs to file it? How do we file it? When does it make sense? All those things. The following week, there will not be a training. I'm unavailable. And then on the 27th, we're going to talk about personal extensions. So similar to businesses, but we're going to be talking about your 1040 and adding the pieces of like when you have to pay, when, what amount you pay, things like that, and why we're really going to focus on why it's okay to extend versus filing a return that is not necessarily correct. All right. So thank you guys. I know this was a quick one, but it's fine because now I can get back to doing your guys' returns. So thanks, guys. Have a good one, and we will see you next week. Bye.